Is my screen visible again? Yeah, can somebody tell me is my screen visible? Okay, thank you. Moving on. So the topic which we were covering, we started last time and we are going to cover it in multiple lectures now, is the ethics. Okay, we talked about it previously as well with sustainability. So ethics applies when you are doing something for others, okay, and because in engineering, whatever we do has consequences for others, so we have to keep it in mind. Then we discussed ethics for teachers and ethics for students, okay, and we did some type of debate as well in groups. So this is these are the skills which you need to develop during your studies to become a good professional engineer, and many of them are related to ethics. Okay, for example, openness to criticism, responsibility, accountability. Okay, and then you have professional ethics as well. Okay, and what else? Honesty, credibility. So all of these things are related to ethics. We discussed them, I believe. So now we go on to uh, what are the situations in which you really have to show that you are maintaining your ethics. Okay, so engineer has to act fairly and ethically, like we have done the discussion earlier as well for teacher and students, that it does not depend upon your grade, or does not depend upon your personal choices whether you should be ethical or not. So same thing applies to engineers as well. So your ethics should not be affected by differences in nationality, religion, or race. Okay, that somebody is from my country or from my religion or is same as me, so I will be more considerate for him or her. Okay, so whatever decisions I am making should not be on the basis of the background of the person. Okay, or it should not also be affected by your previous experiences. Okay, especially the bad experiences. Okay, I had a fight with this guy, I had a problem with that guy earlier, he did not listen to me earlier, or I gave him something to do and he refused. Okay, so now I will not work with him. That is unethical. Okay, or if I told him something to do, he did not listen to me, so now I will not listen to him even if he or she is what he or she is saying is true, or if what he or she is saying is correct, but because he did not listen to me earlier, so I will not listen to him or her now. Okay, so this is also unethical. So you have to look at the person without what happened earlier, without considering what happened earlier uh, uh, between you. Okay, and your ethics should not be affected because of your salary or because of any facilities which you are getting from the company. Okay, so for example, you say that because my salary is not enough, so I will do my own work during company times. This is unethical. Okay, or because my salary is not enough, I will not give my 100% on the project. Okay, so I will come late because my salary is not enough, or I will go early because my salary is not enough. Okay, all these things are unethical. So if your salary is not enough, you want to leave the company, that's fine. Okay, that's completely professional. Okay, you are getting a good salary somewhere else, you want to shift, that's your decision, you can do that. Nobody should have a problem with that. Okay, but at the same time, till you are working there, you cannot you know you cannot make this as an excuse for not doing your job properly. Okay, till the time you are on your job, you are responsible for your work, whether your salary is enough or not. Okay, or whether the facilities which are given to you are the ones which or you are not happy with the facilities which are given to you. Even then, even then, if you are in the company, you are part of the team, you have to work irrespective of what you are getting. Okay, you have, because you are on the job, you have not resigned. This is an indication that you are agreeing to work, okay, on whatever you are getting. So you should not you know do you know you should not be, what is the word for it, yeah, you should not be hypocritical. Okay, that I will work but I will not work, okay, because I'm not happy. Okay, you are not happy, fine, that's your feeling, but till you are working, you have to do your job properly. Okay, when you leave, it's fine. Okay, uh, or the other thing can be that I did so much work but I did not get recognition or appreciation from the management. Okay, I was working overtime, I was always on time, my project completed on time. Okay, but other projects were getting delayed, but the when I did my job, okay, properly and better than others, the management did not give me any reward for that. Okay, so so next time I will not work hard. Okay, so and this is the same thing which I find even the students as well. Okay, oh, you got an assignment, you got a exam or something. Okay, and oh, I did better than others in this exam. Okay, you did better than others and you got your grades, fine. Okay, but now you are asking for something more. Okay, so that something more is extra. Okay, you may get it, you may not get it, but what you are trying to get at the end, you already have it. Okay, so you were a project engineer, you were a project manager, you did very well in on your project finished on time, and the client was happy. Okay, this is your job, you did your job. Okay, everything what you have done is part of your job. Okay, so then if the management decides that yes, we should reward this particular employee for his or her efforts, that is their choice. Okay, this is not mandatory. What if you are getting a salary, if you are getting the normal facilities or services which everybody else is getting, and you are doing your job properly, this is a two-way uh, a two-way trade. Okay, so this is enough. Okay, getting an extra appreciation and recognition is not mandatory upon management. Okay, they may do it, they may not do it. Okay, so let us do a small poll here. Okay, I just want to see. Okay, before you start polling for this, let me tell you, when you have this sort of a program, you are bound to create enmity between the employees, because obviously you cannot reward everybody, right? Okay, and whenever you are rewarding, you are meant to give them something. Okay, whatever. Okay, and you may have to make an event, you may have to give them some reward, monetary reward in terms of money, or some gift or something, so that has expenses as well. Okay, so keep this in mind. Okay, so should the management have any reward programs for the good employees or not? Okay, so when you are saying yes or no, you should have to keep this in mind. On the other hand, if you reward those employees, it also creates some competition in the employees. So everybody I didn't get it this time, maybe I will try to do more. I'll try to do better in my job to get the reward next time. Okay, so yes, there are expenses, but there are benefits as well. So now tell me, what do you think? Keeping both these sides in your mind, should there be a reward for the employees or not? Everybody is saying yes. So nobody wants to be a manager, huh? Nobody is saying no, huh? At last, somebody. No? Somebody said no and went back. So all of you think that management should spend more on these sort of things. Okay, so everybody thinks that the management is supposed to reward the employees even if it costs more or creates some sort of you know discomfort with the other employees who are not, obviously somebody is getting it, so there are many who are not getting it. Okay, so they may become uh, you know they may do something which is mentioned here, that okay, I'm not getting reward, so why should I do, why should I work hard? I'm working hard for 2 years, and this guy or this woman got the reward, so next time I should not work hard. This can happen as well, but anyways, this is your opinion, and this is what many people think as well. Okay, so the point being, if I summarize the entire all the points in one sentence, that ethics is tested in difficult situations. Okay, so all of these are difficult situations when you have to deal with somebody who is not from your background. Okay, or you are dealing with somebody who already had a fight with you, or you are working in circumstances where nobody is appreciating you, or you are not getting enough for your efforts. Okay, so this is where your ethics is tested. Okay, if everything is good, you are happy with your salary, and you are happy with everybody who is working with you, and you are comfortable with them, and every time you do something the management said, yeah, well done, and whatever. Okay, then obviously this is not a test. You should work ethically then as well. But this is not a test of your ethics. Okay, so ethics is tested when you are faced with a difficult situation. Okay, now the next question I'm going to pause here uh, is ethics equals being nice? Being ethical means being nice? Yes or no? Yes, ethics and being nice, are they the same thing? Okay, what about others? Okay, what about these 9 people? If I'm being ethical, does it mean I have to be nice? Okay, so there is a difference of opinion, but most of you got it correct that ethics does not always mean being nice. Okay, so ethics is about holding values and responsibilities that protect people, okay, their interests, their safety, their rights, their welfare. Okay, and doing this can be difficult or costly or unpopular. For example, uh, in traffic, because this is my field, so in traffic you have to have some laws for the people when they are driving. So you cannot use your phone, you have to wear the seat belt, you have to be under the speed limit. Okay, so all these things you have to implement them because they are for the safety of the people. Okay, so you have to implement them, but there will be some people who will not like these laws. There will be some people who would say, no, this on this road I can go at 120 kilometers per hour, but the speed limit says 100. So now you are making me go slower. So uh, I it is as the government, as a traffic authority, that this is for the safety of the people. Okay, that they should drive slower on this road because of this and this reason. But the people may not like it. Okay, and obviously everybody wants to use their phone, right? Okay, so you may not like the decision of putting these cameras and so on, but we know as this is for the there's an interest of the people. Okay, you have now we are from the construction uh, work, right? So uh, in some cases, people complain about the construction work which is going in that area because some roads are blocked, because there's a lot of noise, because there is a lot of you know pollution, sand and uh, some other sort of pollution. So they don't like it. Okay, some of the people I have met in the construction work, they say that people often go and make an official complaint, okay, to the ministry or to whoever, that we are getting disturbed by this work. So they come and they then sometimes the work is stopped, sometimes they ask those the construction company to do something because for the people and so on and so forth. So but the point is the work which is going on in that area is for the benefit of the people. Okay, so there was a project in I forgot the name of the area, but they were doing a project, and now as you can see we are having a lot of rains here in Bahrain, alhamdulillah. So the project was about the rain water and the drainage of the rainwater and their collection. Okay, so they were building a collection pond somewhere. I forgot the name, but it was in front of the old Isa Town campus. So they were building this. Obviously, when this drainage system and the collection pond is built, everybody will benefit from it. It was benefiting. It is for the benefit of many areas. Okay, not just one area, because the water was coming from, or water is coming from different areas, and they are collecting it there. So it is for the benefit of many areas. But the engineers, they were telling me that because of the construction work, the residents were complaining. Okay, so they had like 3 4 complaints already, and each time they had a complaint, they have to do something for the people, make a temporary road or change their working timing or something. Okay, so the work is for the benefit of the people, but the people don't like it. Okay, so now you get my point. So being ethical may not make you look nice every time. Okay, being ethical may not make you look nice every time. Now the point is, uh, I have two options now. I can let go of the ethics and be nice, or I can keep my ethics and take the anger of the people. Okay, they don't like me. Okay, fine, but this is what is right. Okay, so in those cases, obviously, being ethical is mandatory. Okay, you have to be ethical, even if you don't look nice, even if people are getting angry with you. Okay, so it can happen within the project as well. You have to ask your client that I need safety equipment on the site, or I need this, if I'm using this material, then I need to do this step for the safety of the workers. And the client may not like it because it is having extra cost. So should I let go of it? No, the client is getting angry, so I should work without safety equipment on the site. This is not true. This is not this should not be done. Okay, because safety is my responsibility, even if the client thinks that I'm wasting the money and I'm not being nice. So being nice is optional. Being ethical is mandatory. Okay, so being nice means what? This is a table which gives you the differences. So in being nice means uh, you are adopting the right manner and you are taking care of others feelings. Okay, but in ethics, I'm looking at what is the outcome, what is the consequence, what is the result. Okay, can I is the result safe and so on. Okay, so in being nice, you are looking at how I'm doing it. Being ethical means what will happen if I do that. Okay, being nice, you try to avoid conflict. Okay, so if somebody is getting angry, somebody is not agreeing with me, to be nice, you will let go of your point. Okay, that this person doesn't like it, I will go with him. But being ethical may require some conflicts, like already give you the examples. Being nice is your personal choice. Okay, so in a project you will find people who are very nice. Okay, and there are people who are not very nice. Okay, they may not even talk to you. Okay, because they are shy, they don't want to talk, or they are busy or whatever. Okay, so being nice is something personal, but being ethical is a professional responsibility, is a professional obligation. Okay, so the same point that being nice, you may be nice, you may not be nice, but you have to be professional in all cases. Okay, being nice is part of your social behavior. So and this is how you interact with people around you. Okay, but being ethical is a legal and moral responsibility. Okay, so one the being nice is you know how you are behaving among the people. Okay, but being ethical means that I have to fulfill my responsibility, my legal and moral responsibility. So the point here is that if somebody said to you something which you didn't like, but that is correct. Okay, so he is not being nice, but he is ethically right. So now you cannot go in the court, or you cannot go to your to his or her boss and say that this person was not being nice to me. Okay, so you cannot complain on this basis. Okay, but if the same person was very nice to you, but he did not fulfill his or her responsibility, okay, he did not take care of safety, he did do the design properly, he did not inform you about the site conditions on time, so this is he is being unethical. So in those cases you can take him to the court or complain to about him to the company and the employer and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is what is meant by the last point. Okay, so for social behavior we cannot hold someone responsible, but for ethics we can, go to the court and we can like officially blame that person if he did not do his work ethically. Okay, so these are the some of the differences. So for example, engineer sees a design flaw that can cause a failure but under rare conditions. Okay, so there is a flaw, but that flaw will not cause failure under normal conditions. For example, there is a flaw in the system or in the structure, but will only cause a problem if there is an earthquake, and I know the earthquake does not happen very common. Okay, and or very often, or the problem will happen if I have lightning striking the the building, and I know this will not happen uh, very often. Okay, this may not happen for many years, so I can keep quiet. Okay, and if I keep quiet, then everybody is happy, nobody knows what happened, the project is will go smoothly, it will finish smoothly as well. Okay, but the ethical behavior, it will not be ethical. The ethical behavior is I report the risk and I take it to the consultant who may change the design. It will have extra cost, it may require extra material, it will require time to change the design. Okay, and you may get into trouble, personal trouble as well, because why is this guy saying about it, nobody else is saying about it. Okay, so being ethical may involve all these things. Okay, so in the end you have to look for something which is good for the public, which is good for the project. Okay, so you will try to protect the people and not please them. You are trying to protect them but not please them. Okay, so as students you should think like engineers. Obviously we have said this a number of times earlier, and you have to think about your responsibility, and your responsibility is not just to memorize the material, but you have to see where it will apply as well. Okay, and if I apply this, what will be the results? Okay, what will be the result for society, what will be the result for the environment? Okay, what sort of decisions I have to make, and so on and so forth. Once you have looked at your results, then again something which we have mentioned a number of times earlier, you have to look how I can communicate this problem or this issue to the right people. Okay, now these people could be your client, your boss, and they are not familiar with the project, they are not familiar with the field, especially your client may not be an engineer, even your boss. Okay, yes, he is looking after the company, but he does not know about your site, about your project. So how will you communicate to these people who don't know your work? Okay, who don't know your project? Okay, so if you cannot communicate properly with these people, that means you cannot work in a team. Okay, so many times students complain that I cannot work with this guy, I cannot work with this girl. Okay, but this is what you have to do in the end. What you are doing now, working in teams and working in groups during the studies, at least those people are at the same level as you, and they are in the same field as you. Okay, they are all doing civil engineering and they are all studying with you at the same time. But if you go in the field, you will have diploma holders, you will have engineers, you will have people who are from accounts and so on and so forth. So you have to work with all of them as part of the team. So you have to see how this can be achieved. Okay, so as engineering student, you should try to develop your character, integrity, accountability, and leadership. Okay, so character, integrity, accountability, all of them are related to ethics. Okay, you have to show strong character. You have to be honest. You have to be accurate. You have to do your job properly. Okay, and if somebody asks you, you should have an answer for them. There should be a logic behind your decisions and so on and so forth. And leadership means that you should take the initiative. Okay, so in the previous example I gave here about the design flaw, taking leadership means that you will take the initiative and go to the management yourself. Okay, you will not wait that no, let somebody else go for it. Okay, it's not my job, I'm just a junior engineer on the side and so on and so forth. Okay, a lot of time people think that leadership is about handling others. Okay, if I'm a leader, I think that leadership means that uh, I should have like 50 people working under me, or they should be obeying me. Okay, this is leadership. No, this is not leadership. Okay, this is like anybody can have, if you have enough money, anybody can hire 50 people to work under them. Okay, this does not make them a leader. Leader is when you are taking the responsibility and the initiative for your job. This is leadership. Okay, and when you do that, people will follow you. Okay, because you are the one who is taking the initiative. Okay, so when you take the initiative, people follow you. Okay, so this makes you a leader. Okay, so you don't force yourself to be a leader. Okay, you don't force yourself to be leader, that uh, you know I became the manager, and somehow I became the manager, so now I became a leader. No, you may be a manager, you may be the boss of the company, and you may not still be a leader. Okay, so leadership has nothing to do with how many people are working under you. Leadership is how you are doing your job. Okay, so in the end, you have to think that whatever you are doing, how you will use it to solve real world problems in the end. Okay, you have to think carefully before making your decisions. You have to look at the consequences, the results. Okay, and you have to understand how uh, your work will affect others. Okay, the environmental consequences, the safety consequences. Okay, and the cost as well, the cost of the project, it will also affect your client. Okay, so you have to think about these things as well. So you may have the best of the structure. Okay, but it could be very costly. So you are using the best of materials, but at the same time you are increasing the cost. So as an engineer, you may think I'm doing my job properly because I'm designing a structure which will last for 100 years. But uh, yeah, the client says I cannot do that because what you're asking for is too much for me. Okay, same thing with safety as well. Okay, that I'm trying to finish my project on time or even before time, but for doing that I'm not taking care of safety, so I may have some accidents on the site and I'm ignoring it. Okay, so yes, as an engineer, as a project manager, you are trying to get your project done as fast as possible, but you have to think about the safety as well. And the same thing in the environment. You are maybe uh, for the environment, maybe you are damaging in the way of by way of air pollution, noise pollution. Okay, or you are dumping your material on an open site where it is harmful for others. Okay, but this is uh, closest to your site, it costs you less. Okay, so you are thinking about your own cost and your own time, but you are not thinking about the damage to the environment. Okay, so again, this is also unethical. Okay, so instead of only looking at the rules and instructions, you have to ask you have to look at the big picture. Okay, so if I do this and do this and do this, then what will happen in the end? So when you are studying, you are trying to solve the problems which are for the exam, and you are trying to come up with a numerical answer. Okay, but when you are thinking as an engineer, you have to think the beam I'm going to design, where will it be used? So yes, the beam design is proper. Okay, it is safe, but it is not for uh, use in a multi-story building. It will only work with in a villa. Okay, and you have to look for the future consequences of your action as well. So yes, I am doing it now. For example, a road project. So I'm going to design this road now, but in future the traffic load will increase. So how obviously we know that traffic is increasing, right? So what will happen at that time when the load increases? So these things you don't think about them in the exam, okay? But as a real engineer, you have to train yourself to think about that, okay? Uh, and what about during the construction? You may have to think that uh, what will happen if the construction quality is poor or the materials are not what you have asked for. Okay, so you were trying to get aluminum for the formwork, let's say, but you got wooden formwork. So what will happen now? Okay, so these are like practical and real issues which people face on the site. Okay, so choosing a safer design may cost you more, but this is what you have to do. But the client, then you have to go in conflict with the client as well. These things do not happen during the studies. Okay, and in some cases you may disapprove or reject a design because you are uncertain about something. So it's not only because we are talking about real world and we are talking about future, so nobody is 100% sure what will happen after 5 years and 10 years and 20 years. So you have to look at if there's a risk of something going bad, risk of a failure. You may uh, reject a project because of that basis, because of that reason as well. So it could be just a possibility, but you still have to look for it. Okay, so these are some examples. Okay, so you may design a beam for the exam and you get full marks. Okay, but in the end, when you go in the field and you do the same work, okay, then you have to think about extra things. For example, high temperature. So yes, I designed a beam which is minimum all the requirements and which is giving me all the numbers which I am looking for, but will this beam work if there are high temperatures in the country where we are going to build it? Okay, so will this work in high temperature climate? Okay, what if there are construction errors, or maybe I'm doing the design which will uh, produce construction errors? Okay, so your design is very complicated. So your design is good. Okay, your design is good, but it is complicated. The steel inside the beam is very complicated, so it may be problematic for the people who are working on the site to do it properly. Okay, so in many cases in construction work, we go for the easier design to avoid these types of errors. Okay, you will take highway engineering course later on. Okay, so there is and you have taken surveying as well, so you know about different horizontal curves and vertical curves. Okay, so in some cases we avoid, and these curves can be complex to construct on the road, on the site. So in many cases we avoid the complicated design because we know if we go for it, it may have more errors in the on the site. Okay, because in the end the people who are working on the site are not engineers, they are labor. Those are the people who will eventually execute your design. So you have to give them the chance, to do it properly. Okay, so then you also have to think about something which I already mentioned, long-term load increases. Yes, this is good for now, but what if the load increases? Now, usually for this sort of thing, we think about future. What will be the load after 20 years? Okay, or we have some safety factors that, okay, the current load is this much. Let us assume that it will increase by 20%, okay, in the future. But what if the load increases beyond your expectation? Okay, so the load has increased and I was not expecting this much increase. Okay, so you have to think about that as well. Now, what should I do about it? Okay, if the load, so I'm designing it now, okay, and there is a chance that the load may increase more than what I'm expecting. So what should I do about it now? What can I do about it now? For the project, it's not pages per person. You have to do the full report. The guidelines are given on Blackboard. Okay, go and check. There is no restriction of number of pages, and there is no such thing as number of pages per person. In the end, the whole group will submit one report, and everybody will get the same marks for the report. I may, I will look what happens in the presentation. Everybody will present their own part, or they can present their own part, but for the report, I need one full report for the whole group. One. Okay, so going back to the question, uh, what can I do now for unexpected load increases in future? So if I'm doing the design, so what can be done now for load increases which may happen in future? Okay, anything else? Even factor of safety is for something which is, expected. Use more strength than needed. Yes, anything else comes to your mind? Put more steel. Okay, yes, your answers could be correct. But the problem is to what extent? Okay, I can use a factor of safety, but how much can I increase it? Okay, I can use a more, I can use a material which has more strength, but how much more strength? Okay, in the end, there's a limit. Okay, same thing with the steel as well, there's a limit. Okay, so uh, in these cases, okay, what we try to do is, if the load increases unexpectedly, okay, then we design the structure in such a way that it gives us warning before failure. Okay, it gives us warning before failure. So in future, when this thing happens, So the structure does not collapse suddenly, and this is the reason that you see steel being used with concrete. So concrete is durable under its own load, okay, but if the load is unexpected, if you are using only concrete, there's a chance that concrete can fail suddenly. It can just break. So that's why we use steel. Steel keeps the concrete intact even with extra load. So you will start to see the cracks, you will start to see the deflection, okay, that is bending or it's going out of alignment, and the crack was only smaller, now it is going from one end to the other. So you design these warning systems for you, okay. So when it happens, and if it happens, obviously I said it is unexpected, so it may not happen at all, okay. So when it happens, you have the warning, and then you can decide what to do at that time. And at that time the building has already or the structure has already covered some part of their lifetime, okay. And if your actual calculations were correct about the loading, it should have completed a big part of the lifetime, the design life, okay. So that means even if I have to evacuate the building and remake the whole structure, rebuild the whole structure, it will not be a total loss. So like you design the building or the structure to take the load, you design the failure as well, okay, the how it's going to fail, okay. So the failure mechanism is also designed by the engineers, okay. So this helps you with unexpected load thing, okay. So in this case, then whether we should when you look at these things, then you go for the approval of the design, okay. Yes, ductile material, yes. Okay, so the thing was that even if your calculations are correct, that is good for being a student, but in the end you have to make the right decisions to be called a good engineer, okay. So uh, you have to uh, you will act ethically, because acting ethically, as you mentioned, uh, may not be considered good for everybody, okay. People may not like you because you are doing your job. So in those cases you have to understand your responsibility. When you understand your responsibility, then you will be motivated to do the right thing even if other people don't like it, okay. So and there are situations in which the you may not have any written rule for you. It may not be written in any code or in any contract or something, okay. But you are doing it because of your responsibility towards people, okay. So this is your responsibility, that you consider safety of the people. Your responsibility is to be honest to everybody, okay, and so on and so forth. So it may not be written in your contract that once you do the soil investigation on the site, that you should report to your client. It may not be written there, but you know that I found a problem in the soil and I must report it to the client, okay. So in that case you will go to the client, okay. So being ethical means understanding your responsibility, and when you understand your responsibility, uh, you may do something which is not even written in the code or the contract terms and conditions, okay. So for example, you may find a small problem on the site that is not mentioned directly in any code, okay. So if you're just working along the code, that I will only do things which are according to the code, you will ignore that problem, okay. So this is what a student can do, but a real engineer cannot do the same, cannot do this, okay. This will be considered as unethical, Okay, so you have to report this issue, and that reporting may have extra cost. Okay, that reporting may have extra delay and whatnot. Okay, so and yes, ethics is something which you have to do yourself. So you are not doing it because it is written, or you are not doing it because somebody saw you. So you were looking at the site report, you found a problem. Now you are thinking, should I report it or not? So you decide, I will not report it because nobody else is saying it. Okay, so I'm the only one who looked at or who found this problem, and nobody else is saying it. So I told you this is unethical, and this is what leaders don't do. If you want to be a leader, then you have to think about yourself. You don't do something because others are doing it. Okay, so in Bahrain, many buildings are constructed near the coast. So we have, like, it's an island country, so everything is very near to the coast. So we face high humidity and salt in the air, which can cause corrosion in the steel reinforcement. So humidity means moisture in the air, and salt. Both these things can cause steel damage. Okay, so you are working on a site and you see the steel is getting corroded. Okay, but as far as the condition presently is concerned, it is fine. Okay, so right now the steel, you can see the signs of corrosion, but steel is not yet damaged. As if you know how corrosion happens, okay, you will you will start to see the color changing. Okay, then it will start to come up like chips from the top. Okay, the area will reduce, and then in the end, maybe after many years, it will break. Okay, so even corroded steel can work for many years. So you saw a small sign of corrosion during construction. So you know your construction work will finish in like few weeks. Until that time, there is no problem with the steel. Okay, so and this is happening because of the environment, the climate. So as an engineer, what you should do, and why would you do this? If you see a small sign of damage or corrosion, not damage, it's not even getting damaged. Okay, steel is fine, but you start to see the change in color because of the climate. So what should be done at this stage? Tell me. Yes. Should we just keep on working, or should we do something about it? Okay, I heard the system is not working. So I'll take the attendance at the end using Blackboard. So, anyways, yes, if you see small sign of corrosion in the steel while you are working, what can be done? Tell me, anyone? There is no apparent damage to the steel, but so you can keep on working. It will not fail during construction. It will not fail immediately. But you know, at this rate, it will fail in the end. The question is, you are doing construction and you have steel on the site. Because of the weather conditions, the steel is starting to get wet, and you know when the steel gets wet, it gets corroded. I don't know the Arabic word for it, but you see the steel getting yellow and so on. Okay, so it is happening now. You know, if you use it in construction now, it will not have. Uh, so buying new ones means that you will replace the whole thing. So what you will do with the old ones? You will throw them out. So right now it is fine. You can just see the change in color, but the damage has not happened yet. So what to do? Tell me. Others, what this will? Okay. So both of you are saying we should replace the entire steel. Anybody else has any idea? So we use them, clean them and do the test. Yes, good, good thinking. Yeah, anybody else have any idea? You can replace them, keep them, because it will happen in the future. When it happens, we'll see what to do. We can clean them and do the test. If the corrosion has just started, doing the test now will not show any problem with the strength. Okay. Yes. Okay, so I will combine the two answers which we gave, Muhammad and Fatma, that uh, you can clean the steel for the corrosion which is happening now, and then you can apply some sort of coating or protection on it to avoid it in the future. So in this way you will save the total cost of replacement. So I'm not replacing the entire steel, which will obviously double the cost of steel, but at the same time I'm not ignoring the issue right now. Okay, so you found an issue. First of all, you report it, you let the client know, because while you are doing the cleaning and the protection, it will take extra cost and extra time. Okay, so you have to inform the client as well. This is also ethical. Once you have informed him or her, then you start doing this. You clean the corrosion which has already happened, because it's very minor now, so it's easier to clean, and then you apply some sort of protection on the steel so it will not happen again in the future, and then you can use the same steel. Okay, so you have a small increase in time and you have a small increase in cost, but in the end you will save it from complete failure or uh, total wastage of the steel. Okay, so in sustainability, we have talked about sustainability earlier as well. So you talk about future uh, consequences, not the consequences now, but the future consequences. Okay, so as engineer, you have to think about uh, what you are going to do now. How much energy will it use? How much material will it consume? How much waste it will produce? Okay, and by the way, construction industry is one of the main producers of waste in the whole world. Okay, not just in Bahrain or in some country. In the whole world, construction industry is the biggest, one of the biggest producers of waste material, and one of the uh, highest consumers of natural resources. Okay, now what natural resources we use during construction? What natural materials we use during construction? Yes, during construction, soil, soil, like I'm saying, like you use it. You, okay, we build on soil. Okay, aggregate, yes, aggregate for sure. What else? Wood, yes. What else? There's another one which is very, very, very important. Which one is that? Cement is not natural. Cement is not natural material. I'm talking about natural resources. Water, yes. Okay, so you use water during construction. Yeah, stone and sand, which are aggregates. Cement, yeah, so we already said aggregates. Okay, so yes, so now we have an idea that these natural resources are what natural resources we are consuming. So we consume them in large quantities as part of construction. All these things which you have mentioned are consumed in large quantities, and we know in Bahrain most of it is very rare. Okay, so Bahrain is a small country. We have limited water resources. We have seawater which needs to be processed for any use and so on and so forth. So you have to look. There are some extra considerations for us. Okay, and then you have to think about the environmental impact as well of your decisions. Environmental impact in terms of energy use and wastage and so on and so forth. Okay, so you may go for a cheaper construction method. For example, doing concreting on site, so on site casting, okay, or in situ casting, which is cheaper, okay, but it has more energy and water usage, okay, or you are using a cement, a normal cement, which needs more water for curing and so on, okay, and there is other cement which is expensive but needs less water and energy, okay. So when you are considering sustainability, you have to uh, look beyond the immediate cost and the immediate time it is consuming, okay. So sustainability means you are ethical for future as well. You are doing your job ethically for future as well. This is the connection between them. Okay, working effectively in teams. In projects, you have to work in teams. Okay, you cannot avoid it. There are no projects which are done alone. Okay, so as an engineer, you have to always work in teams. So civil engineering projects involve teams which are consisting of these people: designers, design engineers, contractors, inspectors, authorities. They all work together. So inspectors can be people who are coming from the industry, people who are coming from the consultant, people who are coming from the client to see how the progress is going on the site. And authorities, they have to give you approvals, okay, and they have to sometimes monitor. They have to provide you resources. You have to ask for EVA connection, and you have to ask for the maps. Where are the utilities so you don't damage them, and they will help you with the, if you have to uh, do something with the roads, so they will say, okay, we will close this road and the traffic will be going on from the other road. So authorities also work with you as a team, okay. They are part of the team, okay. You can see now all these people may not be working with you like really on the site. So contractors, we understand. Inspector is not for working with you. Authorities basically do not work with you. They are for approvals and giving you resources. Consultant may not work with you. Okay, but why they are part of the team? Because you have to work with them. Okay, like you cannot work without them. This is the point. Okay, even if they are not doing anything by themselves, but without them, your work will not move forward. Okay, so that's why they become part of the team. So the important point here is team does not only mean people who are working with you or who are working like hand in hand with you. Okay, they are anybody who is necessary for your work, either in terms of approval, in terms of money, in terms of resources. That person or that organization is part of your team. Okay, so you have to understand how team works. So in teamwork, you have to listen to others, you have to respect their opinion, and you have to share the responsibility. Okay, so if people are not listening to each other, and even if they listen, they don't respect each other's opinion, they do whatever they like in the end. So yes, what you are saying, okay, fine, I will listen to you, or I will not even listen to you. Okay, this is, I have already done it. This is the meeting time. This is the material we are going to use. This is the final design. Just go for it. This is not teamwork. Okay, or you show them the design. They have some concerns. They have some arguments, but in the end, you say, I will do what I want. Okay, I will do what I think is correct. So this is also not teamwork. So in teamwork, you have to listen and you have to respect others. And the other point is, why do we make teams? The main idea of making a team is to share the work, to share the responsibility. So when you share the work, you share the responsibility as well, obviously. When you share some work, the responsibility of that part of the work goes to the other member. Okay, so like in your term projects, you may ask somebody, okay, you will prepare the title page. These two people will prepare the presentation. So the responsibility of that thing goes to those people. Okay, now tell me, if for example you gave somebody part of the job in the team, okay, and he did not do it well, okay, and now you present your work to the client and he says that there's a problem with this part, for example steel. So you know the steel was for this guy, okay, guy X. He's supposed to take care of these things, what the client is saying. So what should be done? Will you tell the client that, okay, this guy is responsible, or will you take the responsibility yourself? You are working in team, you gave a part of the job to somebody, he did not or she did not do it well. Now the client is complaining about it, that part. Okay, so what do? Do you blame that member of the team, or do you take the responsibility as a group? What do you do? Tell me. What should a good group leader or a manager should do? If a member of your team did not do well and now the other party is complaining about it, do you blame that member in front of them, or do you take the responsibility yourself? Anyone else? Okay, yes, the right way to do is to take the responsibility yourself. Okay, so taking the responsibility within the group is different than presenting your work in the end. Okay, and this is something which I wanted to explain for your term projects as well, or for any projects you are doing during your studies as well. You divide the work among yourselves. Somebody is, first of all, if that thing was not good, okay, now why should I take the responsibility of what others have done? Because as a group leader, as a group manager, it was my responsibility to check what is going forward. Okay, so I cannot run away from my responsibility because somebody else did it, because before it went forward it was my responsibility to check it, and if something was not correct I should have given it back and asked him or her to do it again. Okay, so when I took it forward to the client or to the other party, it becomes my responsibility now. So this is what you guys have to do during your study projects as well, that in the end, once the submission time comes, the presentation time comes, you cannot blame anybody else. Within the group, yes, there can be problems. You gave something to somebody, is not doing it properly, or he or she is delaying the work. Okay, then you sit down in the group and you talk to that member. You try to make them do it the right way. If he or she is not learning, you may not work with them in future, but for this project, for this work which you are doing right now, any work, okay, design, construction, study, whatever, for now you have to reshare the responsibility. This has to be done as well. Okay, so breaking the group during the work is not a good experience for anybody, not for this, for just for that weak member. It's not good for the other, for the entire team as well. Okay, so you have to share the responsibility as well, even if you are the, so I talked to you about it from the point of view of the leader of the group, but the same is true for the junior member of the group. So you are not the leader in the group, you are just a fresh engineer, you are on training or something, but you notice something which is not good. Okay, so this is part of your responsibility as a team member to let the other members of the team know about it. Okay, because if you keep silent, you will have problems and the entire team will face the consequences. Okay, so you have to support your team, you have to save your team in the end. This is my point. Okay, so sharing responsibility doesn't mean that you will blame each other in the end. Okay, it means that you will protect each other. Okay, you will work with each other, you support each other. Okay, and effective teamwork also means communicating openly as well. Okay, so communication, we already mentioned it many times earlier. Okay, and whenever you are working with each other, you have to think about the project, not yourself. Okay, in many cases people do something which will make them look good, but in the end it's not good for the project. Okay, so for example, they may think about using a new software because they know about that software. Okay, but in the end this is not good for the project because other members do not know about the software. So they don't know what you are doing, so they cannot check your work. So in the end you may make a mistake. Okay, you may say the client may be very happy because you are using a new software. Okay, your boss may be very happy, but you know that's not good. Okay, so strong teams protect people and they do the work better than individuals can do. This is what we call as synergy. Okay, so uh, synergy is a term used when you combine different components and the result of the combination is better than the sum of individuals. For example, I'll write it mathematically. If 1 plus 1, so 1 means one member, one, the other one means another member. Okay, so if 1 plus 1 is 2, this is not synergy. Synergy is when 1 plus 1 becomes 3 or 4, okay, or even more. This is called synergy. Okay, so synergy is when you combine different people and their output is more than the summation of individual outputs. Okay, this is called as synergy. Okay, so if I was doing 8 hours of work, my friend was doing 8 hours of work, if you combine them, us in a team, so our output is not 16 hours, 8 plus 8. Our output is more than 20 hours of work. Okay, this is what we call as synergy. Okay, so when you combine people and their output becomes even greater than what they were doing it one by one. Okay, so this is called synergy. So a good team has synergy. Okay, if everybody is just doing one part, okay, one brick, one block, and you add them and becomes a complete thing, this is good, but this is not a productive team. I can do the same thing individually. Okay, so what are the problems which we can face during teamwork, group work, teamwork, same thing. First thing is poor communication skills. You cannot express your thoughts or you cannot listen to others. So communication is two-way, right? Communication is two-way. You have to say and you have to listen. You have to write and you have to read. If you cannot do it properly, then you will be in isolation. You will have misunderstanding in the group because nobody is talking to each other. Low self-confidence. So you are not sure what you are going to say will be correct, so you don't want to say it. Okay, so you are not sure about it, so I will not say it. Okay, this is a big problem. Okay, so you are hiding the problems basically in the end. Defensiveness or inability to accept criticism. Okay, so I do not react well when people blame me for something, or when people detect errors or mistakes in my work. Okay, I became defensive meaning that I try to find excuses for my error instead of correcting them. Okay, so person will find excuses for their mistakes instead of correcting them. If you are not correcting your mistakes, obviously you are damaging everybody. Okay, lack of empathy or respect for inflexibility. So what I thought, is this way, or I will not do it. Okay, so if I'm doing something my way, you come and you say there's a better way to do it, and I do not accept you because I'm comfortable with what I'm doing already doing. This is inflexibility. Okay, so this is going against synergy. If I'm doing what I'm doing and the other is doing what he or she is doing, everybody is doing their own way. Okay, so this is like I just different people doing different things. A good team will support each other. So if there's any improvement, this is how you bring synergy. This is how you bring 1 plus 1 equals to 3, because everybody is trying to increase the productivity of the other as well. Okay, I have a good example. If you remind me next time, I can give you that example. Okay, so we don't have time now. I just go through the slide. Next time, just remind me. I'll give you the example of synergy. Okay, lack of respect or empathy for others. You don't want to think, you don't want to consider how others are thinking about you. Okay, or you don't respect their opinion. Okay, over controlling behavior. Okay, not just me, everybody has to do it my way. Okay, managers and leaders often have this problem. Okay, so they are not just looking after themselves, they feel that everybody should be going according to me. Then you are suppressing everybody. Maybe they have better ideas, they have found something new, and you are suppressing that. Okay, avoidance of responsibility. So there are leaders who want to be leaders, and there are others who don't want any responsibility. So if I ask in the group who will do this job, they will never say me. Okay, so in the end, those people, they have less work, but that also means that they are less productive as well. When you are doing less, you are learning less as well. You are less productive for the team. Next time, maybe nobody will take you in the team, so on and so forth. Fear of conflict or confrontation. Okay, so I'm not saying something because others will not like it. So this is, as we said, is unethical. Okay, so even if people don't like it, it's your responsibility, you have to say it. Passive or disengaged attitude. Okay, this is happening a lot now online. So you are in your own world, the meeting is going on, and you are playing with your phone, or you are thinking about when it will be off and I can go home, or what will be the weather like. The weather is very nice, and so on and so forth. So you are not interested in what is happening in the team or in the meeting. This is called passive or disengaged. Okay, so if you are not engaged, if you are not paying attention, obviously there is no input from you as well. Okay, so these are things which make a team weak. Okay, so some of them are from the leader side and some of them are from the members side. Okay, and some of them are common to everybody. Do you have any questions?